About that much space on a parsnip. Yeah, rock and roll, yeah, yeah, woo, yeah. But about that much space. Hey everybody, Matt with a Little Cash Homestead. We are doing some work inside of our high tunnel today. We got a lot of rain over the weekend, and so collecting the leaves and getting them out on the gardens, that's going to be something we're not going to do today. We're going to give it a little bit more time to kind of dry out. But let me show you what we are doing inside of our high tunnel. Okay, so right here is a bed of parsnips. Parsnips take a long time. Parsnips take like 4 months to grow a good, fat, healthy parsnip. So I have a bed of parsnips here. We have a bed of parsnips there. And then we're going to put in another bed. And I try to do these every few weeks, basically till I run out of like really deep bed space. We also have another bed of parsnips here. And they're just itty bitty tiny, coming up. There's a little bit of elephant garlic that had sprouted from, I guess, some cloves that I missed when we harvested this in the spring for parsnips. And I don't know how that got there, but okay. So parsnips, I like to plant them, you know, a little bit kind of like not rotational, but there's a word for it, and I'm missing it right now. Succession. There we go. So I like to plant some and then plant some and then plant some and then plant some and kind of keep them spaced out so that, you know, I don't have all one crop all gone all at once. So let's take a look at what we got over here. So this had some carrots in it. We harvested all those carrots and got them off to the customers. And then so what we did here is first I took the mantis and I cut pretty deep. The mantis will cut about 10 inches into something like this because there's not really any kind of compaction in here. It's peat moss perlite compost. And for raised beds or for root beds, I say it and I say it and I say it, is that screen all your material that goes into the root crop beds, especially for carrots, parsnips, and I think I did it for garlic and beets and anything that grows along taproot. You screen all that stuff out so you don't get those chunks in there. You get much straighter, more beautiful looking produce that you can charge a premium for. So on here, now we are out of Jobs. Haven't been able to get anything like that, but I do have, that's not it. Right here in these lovely and fantastic Walmart buckets. This is the Haas Organic. This is a 543, a little bit higher in nitrogen than what we want to start with, but we also put muriate of potassium and bone meal in here. I am all out of super phosphorus, and so I use bone meal on that, and then we use muriate of potassium. Our muriate of potash. Okay, that is an organic product. It's actually what all the if you look at your Jobs and you read your potassium, it says derived from muriate of potassium. So, you know, it's an element. So you can just kind of get that down in there. But I'm all out of that. No, excuse me, I'm all out of the phosphorus, this superphosphate. So we're just using bone meal to go in here. Okay, so we stirred it up. We put our Haas Organics on there. I put a metric S ton of bone meal on there. And then we're just going to oscillate that down in the first few inches, like 4 inches or so, with the tried and true, fabulous, 100% lovely Black & Decker oscillating cultivator. This thing, I keep saying it, it's a fantastic tool. It's been used so much we actually had to like tape the handle on it because this tool gets a lot of use. So now we're going to oscillate all that down, and then we're going to spray it a little bit. Just to get it to compact just enough that we can put our finger markings in it, and we're going to put some more parsnips in here. I'll check in with you later. It's Matt with Low Cash Homestead. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Okay, so what we did is we agitated in all of our amendments, and then I just sprayed this down with a sprayer, and I don't want the soil soaked. I don't really want it wet. I want it just a little bit damp so that when I poke my finger in it, it holds that hole. Because I'm going to go ahead and close that one up for now. I'm going to actually let this sit for just a couple minutes, let that water penetrate down into the soil mixture just a little bit more, and then we're going to go through and we're going to start laying out all of our holes for parsnips. So I usually like to do about that much space on a parsnip. Yeah, rock and roll, yeah, yeah, woo, yeah. But about that much space, and then I'll lay my parsnips in there. We have a couple different parsnips. I need to look, but it's either going to be the Javelin, and I don't remember the other name of the parsnip off the top of my head, but I do have it in this little container here where I've got a lot of my Johnny's seeds. So we're going to let that just kind of settle down a little bit, and then we'll get to punching our holes and putting our seeds in. Alright, so we have all of our holes, and all of our holes are seeded. And there's a little white seed down in there. I am using pelleted seed. This is our homemade potting soil. It's screened compost, screened peat moss, and then perlite. And I do that in equal proportions. We're going to put that on top of our parsnips. Okay, we have our seeds all covered up now. And what I'm going to do, well, I'll just show you what I'm going to do next. The next thing I do is I cover it with canvas. Just plain, regular canvas. Make sure it has no repellents or any kind of chemical treating in it. Get one that is the most percentage of cotton that you can find. And then I'm going to soak this down with a hose. Notice that it's laid over the drip tape. I lay mine over the drip tape so I don't have to worry about the drip tape dripping through it. I'm going to spray this down, but then when I run irrigation, that water will stay underneath the canvas. And then the last part of this is to soak it down. And I just soak it down real good. And it'll initially kind of want to let the water run off, but I'll do this a couple of times until it's nice and saturated. And then from that point, I'll usually just spray it down like once in the day. Kind of come out and check it. If it looks dry, then I'll spray it down. And the other thing is you can keep this top wet. When you turn your drip tape on, then it's not diffusing back into the canvas. It's going right down into the soil. So we've sprayed it down for quite a bit. We're going to stop. We're going to let whatever runs off, run off. Whatever absorbs, absorbs. And then we'll do it again. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Hey everybody, Matt with the Low Cash Homestead. So another thing that we're doing is we're cleaning out our hydroponics. So we've taken cut down all of our strings, we've cut off all of our plants, and now I'm just going to kind of reach and pull them out so I can get them out of this drain pipe here. And I think one of the things that we plan on doing over the course of winter is adding a larger reservoir and maybe trying to level this. I haven't 100% decided on that, but taking this pipe out and getting ground fabric down in here, because we're going to connect that to those small boxes that are between the boxes. We're going to dig those up, put ground fabric underneath those as well, and that's related to the comfrey, because the comfrey has spread to the point where, you know, it did its job, but now I need it gone, and I haven't been able to get it gone. Lots of ways I've tried of getting it gone, and none of them are working except for putting this black woven fabric down. So that's part of the reason we're going to do that, but it'll also tie everything together, so it should cut down on maintenance as well. But we're going to go ahead and pull the hydro system out. We're just going to pull the buckets out and set them on the edge here. I don't have a container cleaned out just yet so that we can do sanitizing all the perlite and everything and storing the perlite. So we might just store it in these buckets, and I might just flush them with a solution. Well, that's possibly an option. Okay, this is Matt with the Low Cash Homestead. Thank you very much. That's another thing we're working on today, is cleaning out our hydroponic system and updating it. Have a good day. Okay, so we got all the buckets out, and then we got the pipe out that was here. It's back there behind that bucket, if you can see that. And so we pulled the pipe out. Another thing we're doing is we're taking out the raft hydroponics. Nothing wrong with it. It actually works fine. It's just that somebody's always stepping on the float. and either soaking their feet or breaking the floats. You can see I got broken floats. There's 2 of them outside that were just completely destroyed by kids and dogs and stuff. So we're just gonna take them out, and I'll keep all the components, and we'll probably recycle them into some other kind of hydroponic project. These boxes actually do. These are floating raft boxes. I don't do them crafty. I throw an air stone in there, and we have a high volume air pump right there. So they actually work really great. They're just sustaining too much damage in kind of a high density area like this, where there's a lot of things inside of here. So we're going to take them out. We'll probably rebuild them some other time in a place where they're not going to get damaged nearly as much from just traffic. And that's basically what it is that there's just a lot of traffic through the high tunnel, and there's a lot of stuff in the high tunnel, and they keep getting broken or damaged. So we're just going to take them out, and we'll keep the boxes here, and we'll fill them with compost and soil mix or whatever, and we'll plant stuff in them. But they're coming out today as well.